Would you consider a hot dog a sandwich, and can you elaborate on that for us?
Yes, I would actually, because it is a thing between bread. And I know it's connected on the bottom, but if something is in between bread, no matter what it is, no matter what the shape of the bread is, I think it's a sandwich. Because if we're going on the logic that since it's connected, it's not a sandwich, then what about like baguettes and like subs? Because they're originally connected and you don't have to cut them all the way through to make them a sandwich.
I don't think that's a sandwich. I think that a hot dog is a hot dog, and when you visualize a hot dog, you visualize it with the bun. So therefore, I don't consider that a sandwich. When I think of a sandwich, I think of like deli meat or like a chicken sandwich. You know, it's not the same thing.
I think I'm on the other controversial side of this. I do think a hot dog is a sandwich. Here's why. Because you mentioned this in your interview, I realize. But it's like, I'm thinking Subway sandwiches, and you made a very good point with the baguette.
Exactly.
If it is meat within bread, and you know how sometimes people like to put cheese and other shit on their hot dogs, it's basically a sandwich. Like, you are adding things in between bread, and a sandwich is a very loose term, and I did hear Food Theory talk about this, so take it up with Matt Pat. Would you consider the ocean in its whole a type of soup?
I do not think that's the soup because it's not hot. The ocean is mostly cold. If global warming does cook the ocean, it could be a soup, but I don't think it is.
What do you feel about cold soups like gazpacho, though?
You know, I've never had a cold soup, so I couldn't tell you, but that sounds a little iffy.
Yes, I would also consider the ocean to be a soup because it is liquid with things in it, and I always end up drinking it. So, it's a soup.
Okay. What about like a public swimming pool?
I mean, I accidentally drink swimming pool water too, but like I don't know if it's as much of. Wait, I think the ocean is more soup because the pool just kind of has chemicals and people in it, and that's not giving soup. But I've had soup with like seafood in it, so I don't think a pool is a soup. No.
Do you think it's a soup? Because soup is also a very loose definition. Because like while we all have like a good concept of soup, there are so many different kinds of soup. I know we talked about chowders. We talked about the gazpacho, which I've personally never had it, but I feel like I would love it because like it has seafood in it. So yeah, I would consider the ocean a very bold soup. I would not buy it, but I would consider it.
That is fair enough. Would you not buy it even if they were like selling it in a grocery store and it was homemade and everyone seemed to love it?
It depends, because like, are we talking about like the good parts of the ocean or like ocean pollution? Because I could have a can of the best seafood medley ever, but I could also have a can of oil spill. If someone right after this interview came up to you and gave you an elephant, but you cannot sell it and you cannot get rid of it, what would you do with said elephant?
I would use it to riz people up. I would be like, guys, do you want to come see my elephant? And then people would be like, what do you mean elephant? And I would take them to this beautiful field where I have my own elephant, and like people would think I'm so cool. They could just go see my elephant and I could hang out with him whenever I wanted to.
Take it on walks around the city of Pittsburgh and I'd make money off of it.
To handle an elephant, so he's just gonna be my homie. He's one of the boys. We're gonna crack open some cold ones on a nice Saturday night. We're gonna watch some TV shows, and then I'm gonna decorate him to look like the Sidekick Tandem War Elephant from Adventure Time.